Okay, time now is 11:18 a.m. in the morning. um, yeah, holy fucking shit. I slept from 6 a.m. to 11:10. Um, yeah, it's really, really brutal. Last night, I didn't edit a college update video. I did not. I didn't edit my can vlog. I was gonna watch a film. I did not. I did finish Caught Stealing finally, but I also plan to watch a movie. But I did not. I did, however, finish editing my short film Septum. And yeah, I mean, if you want me to edit one whole short film in one day, that's what happens is I spend hours on it. Literally I've been editing it from like when did I get back home last night? Yeah, no, actually, literally from like 9 p.m. onwards till 6 a.m. in the morning. Um, of course, I did have dinner in the middle and I did have breaks, but at some point after dinner, like 2 a.m., 3 a.m., I was just like editing nonstop. And I was also kind of carried away by the editing, and the exporting took a long ass time. Like, I started exporting since 5 a.m. Um, yeah, but it's done. So huge relief. But yeah, that was fucked up, and that's kind of sad because tonight I actually have to go to bed early because tomorrow I have to be on set. As much as I want to hang out with Maisie and Tristan, Jesus Christ. So I don't know. I I will probably go to set the next 2 days, but Tuesday I'll probably just say I won't go because I can't. It's too much, man. I really want to sleep. I really need to sleep. And yeah. Also, I forgot to mention yesterday that my short film "The World Is Not Enough" is accepted by Cine Asian Films. So that's fucking amazing because that's actually the first film festival out of all like 15 that I applied to that accepted my short film. And I expect this one to be the only festival, quote unquote festival, to accept it. But that's pretty cool. But yeah, so today there's this location scout thing. If it weren't for this location scout, I would have woken up earlier. I would have woken up later. But yeah, location scout, some random guy's gonna show up outside of my apartment and bring me to a location to scout it for a couple hours. So hopefully that's okay. Hopefully that doesn't happen because I want to just go back to bed. And then yeah, and then we have uh yeah, I'm going to see JSA, and then finally I'll go to the Septum screening, the Click to View screening, which should be fun. I hope a lot of people show up. Honestly, the short film didn't turn out that bad. I thought it would suck ass, like Septum, but I kind of tried my best to save it in post production. I really did, and yeah, it's bad that I edited this at like 3 a.m. in the morning because oftentimes if you do something at 3 a.m. the next morning, you're like, nah, it's not good. But yeah, I there are some pretty cool moments, but for the most part, it was just like whatever, you know, long takes. Yeah, excited for JSA. I'm actually seeing Park Chan Wook tonight. I didn't realize that. Like all of these things felt very distant from me, like far into the future, but it's literally gonna happen tonight. And then Tristan said literally tomorrow. Like it's crazy how it's just happening, I guess. So yeah, 6 a.m. in the morning. Fuck me. Mary played rave music for a little bit, maybe for like 5 minutes, but I was so tired I just fell back asleep.
I can just have an ID. Are you Amanda? Oh yeah. Perfect. I can just have
很烦哦，就是
你要 control 它吗？
对，然后他跟我说的难就是
你指这个灯 control 它。
我尝试。
非常非常。
可以感觉可以在那个窗户后面那个空间里面跳舞。
But I would love to be in the same class with you.
Paktanu.
To tonight's 25th anniversary screening of Joint Security Area. Let's hear it.
Join me in welcoming our guest this evening for this film that is so timely and timeless, right? Join me in welcoming director Park Chan-wook and actor Lee Kyung-hun. My first question is actually for the both of you. And I imagine that 25 years later, it could be rather difficult to recall certain things about this film, but I wanted to ask in general terms.
I think many people in America know JSA as my first feature, but I actually had 2 films before this one which were complete commercial flops. So just the fact that I got a third chance to make a movie again felt like a miracle to me at the time.
그래서 이번에마저 또 실패하면은 진짜 이 작품이 유정이다, 유정이 된다. 절박한 마음으로 인했습니다.
So I approached this with a lot of desperation, with this thought that if I fail this one again, it will be my last film ever.
그리고 주연으로 캐스팅한 배우가 이병헌이었는데 그도 당시에 영화 여러 편 출연했는데 다 흥행이 잘 안 됐던 배우였어요. 그래서 이제 이 배우를 들고 이제 어떡하나 나의 미래는 이제 어떻게 되는 것인가 그런 걱정을 하면서 아주 촬영 내내 긴장하면서 찍었던 기억이 납니다.
And I casted Lee Byung-hun as the main character for the film, and his prior films have also flopped as well. So I remember thinking to myself, how should I entrust my future to this guy? So I remember just feeling very nervous all throughout the shoot.
Yeah, I was worried about that too. My first 4 film flopped, and his 2 previous film flopped. So what a wonderful, perfect combination. And yeah, fortunately, it broke the records of all Korean film history. So that was amazing.
Yes, this was the absolute opposite. The most watched, the highest grossing of all time. What an amazing turnaround. And what would you consider the most difficult part of filming a movie that's so specifically military and also an adaptation?
일단 아시다시피 한국의 남자들은 다 군대를 가게 돼 있거든요. 그렇기 때문에 말하자면 한국 남성 관계 전체가 군사 전문가를 자처하는 사람들이라는 것이죠. 그래서 뭐 조금이라도 잘못된 게 있으면 저거 엉터리다 고증 실패다 이런 식으로 이렇게 비난할 게 뻔했기 때문에 그런 것을 이제 철저하게 하려고 굉장히 노력을 했습니다.
As you know, all Korean men have to go to the military. So every male in Korea considers themselves as military experts. So I knew that if there were any errors regarding that in the film, they would immediately derail me and be like, oh, that was completely wrong. He did that completely wrong. And I knew that I would be criticized for that. So I put a lot of care into making sure everything was accurate.
또 하나는 이제 판문점이라고 하는 영화 속에 이 남북한 병사들이 딱 마주 대치하는 그 장소 국경이죠 말하자면 거기서 이제 실제로 촬영할 수가 없으니까 그걸 다 세트로 재현을 해야 했기 때문에 거기에 이제 큰 예산이 많이 정말 소요가 됐습니다.
Another thing was regarding Panmunjom, which is where the North Korean and the South Korean soldiers are standing in front of each other. So basically the border between North Korea and South Korea. Since we obviously couldn't actually shoot on location, we had to build a set for that, and that ate up a lot of the budget.
그래서 제가 이 영화를 들고 이제 베를린 영화제에 갔었는데 그 이후에도 이제 베를린을 시작으로 해서 여러 나라에서 개봉을 하면서 프로모션을 했는데 그때마다 어느 나라에 가든 기자들의 첫 질문이 촬영을 그 실제 판문점 그 로케이션에서 촬영을 했느냐라는 거였어요. 그래서 저는 너무 그런 질문 자체가 좀 기가 막혔습니다. 어떻게 이렇게까지 볼 수가 있나? 말하자면
So this film screened at the Berlin Film Festival, and after Berlin, I also went on promotions around the world in other countries as well. And a common question that the journalists asked me was, did you shoot on location? And that question has always surprised me as to how ignorant could they be about a country's situation. And my response to those questions were, if we were in a situation where we could actually shoot on location, this movie wouldn't even be necessary.
And Byung-hun, were you concerned at all about appearing in a film that could be so potentially controversial? And did you experience any kind of backlash?
그런 걱정보다는 아까도 말했지만 망한 배우와 망한 감독이 만난 게 더 걱정이었어요.
Rather than worrying about that, I was more worried about a failed actor and a failed director meeting.
Yeah, as you know, Korea is the only country divided north and south. That's why people in Korea, they can immerse this story very deeply, and that's why they love this film more, I think.
Was there any kind of improvisation in the scenes with you and the other actors while you were in the guardhouse, or was that very carefully scripted?
I have a good memory. We four soldier actors and director, five of us, we gathered in the hotel room every day after shift and then drink beer. And those times, like a couple of times, we made so many ideas so that we could put a lot of new ideas for next day. So that helped a lot, I think, and that's a really good memory for me.
I think that kind of camaraderie really shows in those scenes and strengthens them so much. And Director Park, I wonder, as a former film critic, do you pay a lot of attention to what people are saying about, both that film but also your new endeavor with Byung-hun?
정확히 말하자면 저는 필름 크리틱으로서 출발한 게 아니라 아까 말씀드린 그 두 편의 영화가 실패하는 바람에 먹고 살 길이 막연해서 필름 크리틱이 되었습니다.
So I actually didn't start off as a film critic. As I said earlier, my two first films were a flop, which was why I had to pivot to being a film critic.
희망은 이렇게 남의 영화를 열심히 분석하고 그걸 글로 쓰는 일이 언젠가 내 영화를 만들 때 아주 훌륭한 그 밑거름이 되겠지. 그러니까 이걸 열심히 해내겠다 이렇게 생각을 했는데 막상 다시 그 감독이 되어보니까 뭐 전혀 상관이 없는 일이더라고요. 전혀 하나도 도움이 안 되더라고요.
So I spent a long time being unable to make my own movies and worked as a film critic. And I always told myself that, oh, if I spend this much time analyzing and writing about other people's film, it'll be very helpful for me later on when I'm able to make my own movies again. But when I actually started directing again, it was completely useless. They were two very irrelevant things.
크리틱으로 일하는 머리와 감독으로서 일하는 머리는 전혀 다른 부위를 사용하는 것 같아요.
I think film critics and film directors use different parts of their brain.
지금 제가 영화를 만들면서도 크리틱들은 이렇게 보겠구나라고 이렇게 예상을 하게 되는데 잘 맞지도 않아요.
Even right now, as I make my movies, I would make these predictions to myself. Oh, I think film critics would say this or that about this scene, and none of them were correct.
그때 여러분들은 박 감독님의 다큐멘터리를 보셨는지 모르겠지만 그 다큐멘터리를 보면 거기 그 평론가 시절의 감독님의 모습이 있어요. 정말 독서를 정말 너무 심하게 저 사람은 나중에 이 밤거리가 걱정이 안 될까 싶을 정도로 독서를 심하게 하시던 그런 평론가였는데 지금은 영화관들 평론가들에게 살짝 조금 욕을 먹으면 굉장히 상처받으시는 그런 감독님이죠.
I don't know if you've seen Director Park's documentary, but as a critic, he was very critical of other films, so much so that I was worried about him walking home at night. However, now that he's making his own movies, he gets really hurt at even the smallest criticism.
Sort of along those lines, Young-Hun, do you feel that there's a significant difference in Director Park's directing style from that first film that you made together as compared to No Other Choice?
감독님은 한국에서 어떤 감독님으로 유명하냐면 정말 세상에서 가장 젠틀하고 항상 늘 사람들을 부드럽게 대하는 그런 감독님으로 유명해요. 하지만 배우에게 그 어떤 디렉션을 줄 때, 그리고 또 스태프들에게 어떤 것을 요구할 때는 정말 어떤 사람보다도 디테일하고 아주 세심하고 복잡한 그런 디테일들, 그런 어떤 디렉팅을 하세요. 그렇기 때문에 예전에도 사실 굉장히 좀 연기할 때는 바짝 긴장해야 하는 그런 연출을 하시지만 세월이 지나면서 그렇게 오랜 세월이 지나면 사람이 왜 나이가 들으면서 좀 약간 좀 이렇게 마음도 넓어지고 더 이렇게 좀 그래야 되는데 오히려 더 지독하게 어떤 부분에 대해서 요구하고 이거 마음에 안 든다 다시 한번 가자 되게 까탈스러워지시고 뭐 그러니까 정말 좋은 작품을 계속 탄생시키시는 거겠죠.
I think Director Park is well known in Korea to be very gentle. He could even be, say, the most gentle person in the world. And he's really famous for that. However, when it comes to directing actors or what he demands of the crew, it's extremely detail-oriented, meticulous, and complicated. So as an actor, you really have to tighten up. And I really thought that, 25 years has passed, he's grown older. I thought he'd loosen up a little bit, become more generous, but in fact, he's become even more staunch in his requests, more particular. So I think that's why he's making these great works still.
That actually touches on an interesting point that I think is such a strength of this film. It is a military film, but it is so much about emotion and is so artistically done. Was that always your intention, to capture even the smallest moment, like an ant crawling on someone's hand? Or did you have sort of a more hard-edged approach in mind when you started?
예, 이게 사회, 그러니까 남한 사회에 가장 큰 중요한 문제 중에 하나인 분단 문제를 다루고 있는데 그 소재에 너무 압도되어서 어떤 무슨 프로파간다 같은 영화를 만들고 싶지는 않았습니다. 항상 그걸 조심하려고 노력을 했고, 어떤 정치적인 주장을 하기보다는 어디까지나 이 사람들은 각각 개인이다. 남한을 대표하는, 북한을 대표하는, 그리고 그 소피 역으로 나오는 그 캐릭터는, 그 여성 캐릭터는 또 삼자, 제3자의 시각을 대표하는 뭐 이런 식의 그 대표성도 물론 중요하긴 하지만 오로지 그런 존재로만 만들고 싶지는 않았습니다. 그래서 각각의 그 개성을 가진 개인들이다라는 것을 항상 잊어버리지 않으려고 노력을 했죠.
Since this film was portraying one of the biggest issues in South Korea, which is the divide between the North and the South, I didn't want to be overwhelmed by the subject matter and have this danger of perhaps creating a propaganda film. I was very much wary of that as I was making this film, because I didn't want to make a political statement. Instead, I wanted to portray these characters as individuals. Certainly, they do represent North Korea and South Korea, and the character Sophie represents a third-person perspective on this matter. So that's part of their identity as well, but that's not their complete identity. I wanted them to also be individuals with distinct personalities and characteristics.
그렇기 때문에 영화적인 표현에서도 뭔가 좀 뭐랄까요, 어떤 주장을 담은 어떤 의미를 담는 그런 샷들 이외에도 굉장히 개인적이고 내면적인 것을 표현하는 샷들도 많이 찍으려고 했죠.
So in my filmic expressions throughout the movie as well, I didn't just want to include shots with making a certain argument. I also made sure to include shots that were more personal and where we got to get a peek inside the interior world of the characters.
Did you carry with you any inspirations from Western cinema into this film?
그 당시에 제가 들었던 리뷰 중에 뭐 라쇼몽 얘기 나왔는데, 라쇼몽 뭐 웨스턴 영화는 아니죠, 일본 영화죠. 근데 저는 모르겠어요. 그냥 이 스토리와 캐릭터들을 어떻게 충실히 표현할까만 생각했지, 특별히 웨스턴 영화든 뭐 일본 영화든 특별히 어디서 영감을 받았다거나 영향을 받았다는 기억은 나지 않습니다.
I do remember one review comparing this movie to Rashomon, which of course is not a Western movie, it's a Japanese movie. But I don't think I took any inspirations from specific movies, whether it be Japanese or Western. I just tried to stay faithful to the portrayal of my characters.
And Byung-hun, do you watch yourself on screen as a younger person, having accomplished so much in cinema all over the world, and see yourself very differently and perhaps have a message to that young version of yourself?
Do I look old? I think it's the same.
The answer is no, you look exactly the same. 25 years, I don't know. Is it 25? I'm not sure.
글쎄요, 불과 뭐 한 3, 4년 전에 찍은 영화도 지금 보면 굉장히 약간 쑥스럽고 왜 저렇게 했을까 이런 생각이 들고 그래요. 근데 25년 전 영화이기 때문에 이제 보면 굉장히 많이 쑥스러운 순간들이 참 많겠죠. 그럼에도 그 나이에 저에게는 어떤 그 나이에 맞는 저의 어떤 모습이라고 생각을 해요. 가장 그 나이에 맞는 적절한 연기를 했다고 생각을 해요. 그렇게 합리화시키고 있어요.
Even films that I shot 3 or 4 years ago, when I watch them now, I feel a little bit embarrassed. I think, oh, why did I make that choice? So watching a film from 25 years ago, I feel especially embarrassed. But at the same time, I think it was the right film for me at that age and the right acting that was fit for the age that I was at. So I am proud of that. Do you feel that your beliefs changed in any way as a result of you being in this film at such a young age?
글쎄요, 그렇게까지는 안 했던 것 같아요. 왜냐면 처음 시나리오를 받았을 때 내가 그 영화가 그 이야기가 너무 좋았던 것은 저 또한 그 이야기에 너무나 공감하는 편이었기 때문에 특별하게 내가 다른 생각을 가지고 있었는데 이 영화를 통해서 내 어떤 신념이 바뀌거나 생각이 바뀌었다고 생각하지는 않거든요.
I would say not so much. When I read the script, I really fell in love with the story and I really sympathized with what the story was saying. So I wouldn't say it necessarily changed the way that I was thinking.
가장 크게 바뀐 점이라면 감독님도 그렇고 저도 그렇고 이 영화가 끝나고 나서 흥행 감독 박찬호입니다 하고 흥행 배우 이병헌입니다. 어디 가서 자랑스럽게 얘기할 수 있는 그런 변화가 생겼죠.
One thing that did change, however, was that both Director Park and I could say we've had a box office hit and brag about that to people. Director Park, do you watch anything in the film and wish that you could do it over again?
사실 지나간 영화들 이렇게 보면 뭐 너무 그런 장면이 많고 수많은 다 다시 보시고 싶은데
When I watch my past works, there are many scenes that I feel embarrassed by, and if I could, I want to reshoot everything.
하나만 고르라면 이 소피가 그 팔각정 이렇게 정자에 기와지고 팔각정 기와지고 그 비오는 거기서 그 자기 스위스 군의 상사 장군 제너럴과 대화하는 씬 그게 소피의 아버지의 과거에 관한 이야기를 하는 장면인데 거기가 찍기를 잘못 찍었다기보다는요 역사를 설명하기 위해서 이렇게 좀 억지로 만들어 들어간 이 내러티브와도 약간 좀 겉도는 그런 장면이거든요. 그래서 찍을 때, 그러니까 각본을 쓸 때부터 이미 알고는 있었는데요. 그렇지만 이것은 꼭 넣고 싶다 그런 마음 때문에 넣었어요. 근데 그게 지금도 그걸 어떻게 좀 더 그 내러티브하고 잘 이렇게 맞물려서 하나 일부가 될 수 있도록 더 잘할 수는 없었을까? 그 각본을 쓸 때 그런 좀 고민은 아직도 합니다.
But if I had to choose one regarding this movie, there's the scene where Sophie is at the pagoda and in the rain, and at the pagoda, her boss, the Swiss general, has a conversation with her about her past. And I'm not trying to say that that was shot incorrectly, but it's more like that storyline was forced in because I wanted an excuse to explain the historical background to the audience. And I knew that it felt forced from back when I was writing the screenplay, but I wanted to include it anyway. And I wish there was a way where it could feel more coherent and cohesive with the main storyline. So that would be what I want to fix.
Director Park, how comfortable are you with the statement that
this film, JSA, but also your other monster hit, Old Boy, opened the door to the rest of the world understanding how brilliant Korean cinema was and is.
예, 저로서도 저 개인으로서도 제 영화를 국제적으로 알린 첫 작품이 JS이고요. 또 한국 영화 전체에서 봐도 본격적으로 그렇게 한국 영화를 알린 첫 영화라고 말할 수 있을 것 같습니다.
JSA was my first opportunity to be more recognized internationally as an individual filmmaker, and I think it's fair to say that it was the first opportunity for the rest of the world to appreciate Korean cinema as well.
저는 그 말하자면 처음으로 국제 영화제를 갔는데 그게 베를린 위 컴피티션이었다. 그게 좀 굉장히 그 특이한 경험을 한 셈이죠.
So my first time going to an international film festival with a movie was for In Competition at Berlin, which was a very unique experience.
그때 JSA 베를린 갔을 때만 해도 뭐가 뭔지 모르고 굉장히 어리둥절한 채로 외국인 관객들이 내 영화를 많이 본다, 그리고 막 박수를 친다 이런 게 너무 낯설고 좀 비현실적으로 느껴졌습니다.
So having screened JSA at Berlin, I remember just feeling very confused throughout the whole experience, and just seeing foreign audiences watch my movie and clap at it, it felt very unreal to me and unfamiliar as well.
그리고 그 다음에 만든 영화가 Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance라는 영화였는데요. 그 영화도 또 베를린을 가긴 갔는데 그때는 막 중간에 관객들이 많이 나가고 막 그렇게.
So my next film was Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance, which also went to Berlin. But during that movie, a lot of the audiences left the theater during the screening.
그리고 Q&A를 하는데 관객 중에 그 독일 사시는 그 한국 교포분들이 저한테 질문이 아니라 질책을 하시더라고요. 발언 기회를 얻어가지고 이런 영화로 외국에 한국 이미지를 먹칠하는 일을 좀 그만둬줬으면 좋겠다. 다시는 이러지 말아달라. 이런 비난을 받기도 했습니다.
And during the Q&A, there was a Korean immigrant who lives in Germany, and she didn't ask me a question. Instead, they criticized me. They just got the chance to talk with the microphone, and what they told me was, I hope that you would stop ruining the reputation of Korea with movies like this, and I want you to never do this again.
이 영화가 나빠서라기보다는요, 그 영화에 묘사된 한국의 현실이 너무 끔찍하다는 느낌입니다.
It's not necessarily because the movie was bad, it was because the reality of Korea that was portrayed in the film was so terrible.
저는 언제나 하는 생각이 영화야말로 그 사람 그 사회의 속한 사람들이 어떻게 살고 있는지 제일 잘 보여주는 매체라고 생각하거든요. 그리고 이렇게 서로 친구가 되려면 뭐 행복하고 뭐 예쁜 모습만 봐서 진짜 친구가 되지는 않잖아요. 그 사람들이 뭐가 힘든지, 무엇 때문에 고통받고 있는지 이런 것까지 알아야 진짜 친구가 될 수 있어요. 그래서 저는 한국을 잘 알기 위해서는 한국의 부끄럽고 어두운 면을 적극적으로 많이 찍어야 된다고 생각합니다.
What I always think is film is the best medium to see how people are in a society. And if you want to become friends with someone, you don't just get to know their happy moments and their beautiful moments. You also have to know what pains them. That's when you become real friends with somebody. So I think to truly make Korea known to other audiences around the world, I think we should be able to show the more darker and embarrassing realities of our country as well.
그런 마음으로 찍은 또 하나의 영화가 노아다 조지라는 영화죠.
And another film that I filmed with that same principle was No Other Choice.
There you go. And now we live in a world
world where K-pop Demon Hunters is going to be doing the award circuit with you all. And how much do you love that movie?
저희가 와이프하고 저희 영화 보는 방을 이제 새로 꾸민 다음에 와이프하고 처음으로 같이 본 작품이 키데어인데요. 그러니까 말하자면 좋은 그 스피커 시스템과 아주 좋은 프로젝터로 보니까 너무 신나고 저기 새 멤버들이 무대에서 이렇게 각기 다른 방향에서 와가지고 합친 좀 눈물도 흘리고 그랬어요.
So K-pop Demon Hunters was actually the first movie that I watched with my wife after we redesigned our screening room in the house. So I watched the movie with a great updated speaker system and a great projector, which made it even more fun. And during the scene where the three members come together on the stage, I almost shed a tear.
And Pyonghun, how is your son doing because you were so mean?
사실 이 애니메이션에 제가 참여를 한 가장 큰 이유는 저의 거의 대부분 모든 영화가 아이가 볼 수 없는 그런 폭력적인 영화들이 많았어요. 그래서 우리 아이와 함께 볼 수 있는 영화에 참여를 한번 해봐야 되겠다. 그래서 나와서 이제 아들하고 같이 이제 그 영화를 이제 봤는데, 근데 아빠는 누구야? 이렇게 얘기해서 아빠는 그냥 저기 불이잖아, 불이야. 저 형태는 없어. 이렇게 얘기를 했었어요.
One of the main reasons that I wanted to participate in this animated film is because most of my filmography is extremely violent and not appropriate for kids to watch. So I really wanted to be involved in a project that I could watch with my kids. So when this movie came out and I was watching it with my son, he said, "Wait, so which one are you?" And I was like, I'm that light. I don't really have a form, but I'm that light over there.
한참을 보다가 혹시 아빠 빌런이냐고 그래서 그렇다고 했더니 아니 왜 또 빌런을 하냐고 하면서 약간 처음에는 원망의 목소리로 얘기를 하다가 그래도 나는 귀마 편이야 그러면서 헌트리스가 싫다고 그래서 제 편에 서서 내가 이기기를 바라면서 보다가 영화가 다 끝나고 나서는 나는 아빠 편이 될 수 없을 것 같다는 이렇게 얘기가 끝났어요.
And when he realized what character I was, he asked me, are you the villain? And then I said, yeah, I am. And he said, why are you always the villain? And he said, okay, well, since you're Kima, I'll be on Kima's side and I'll be anti-Huntrix. However, by the end of the film, he was like, okay, I can't be on your side.
I think that I can speak on behalf of all of us when I say that we're grateful for your collaborations both together and your work separately, because this has created the world that we live in now. So thank you for this. This has been an honor here tonight. Please join me in thanking our guests.
Collecting my own tears. I think I'll try to, just stare at the camera and not blink for a long time. And then I'll collect what comes out here. The tears aren't coming out anymore. I've procrastinated for too long. It's Wednesday morning. The showcase is this Saturday. This is all very last minute.
hoped it would be. It's okay.
Okay, time now is 3:41 a.m. in the morning. I have to sleep like immediately. So, yeah, anyways, I'm gonna talk about today, and so much fucking things happened today. It's crazy, and I feel like I'm a little drunk now. But anyways, today I felt terrible because I went to bed really late, and, yeah, I woke up feeling like shit, and then I basically, I wanted to film my Spotify Wrapped video, and then I filmed it for like 3 minutes, and then I got a text from this Chinese guy whose name is Justin, the 5th or 6th Justin I've ever known, and he's like, I'm here. So I'm like, well, I guess I have to stop filming. So I went downstairs, and I got into the car, and I saw Justin, which is this quiet Chinese guy, and also this Chinese girl who is really noisy and clumsy, and turns out she's the director. And it turns out she's from Macau. And she can speak a little Cantonese. But I only found out at the end of our trip. But yeah, at 12:20, we got over to a studio at South Central. And lo and behold, it's the same studio I've been to about half a year ago when I had to film a music video called Baby Girl. So that was really crazy. That I really like it when I go location scouting and then I'm like, wait, I've been here. At some point you'll realize that you've been to a lot of places in LA, so that's pretty cool. And then we arrived at that room, and then I was so sleepy, and I just walked around a lot, used my phone a lot, didn't do much else, and then that's pretty much it. And then I got back, and the whole journey I was speaking in Mandarin, because they all speak to me in Mandarin, and there are definitely moments where I'm just like, huh? And there are moments where I speak where I have to switch over to English, but I like that. I want to find a comfortable spot where I can mix English with Mandarin and be okay with it. I feel like it's good training. Anyways, went back to my place, and I thought I would have a good chunk of the afternoon, but it turns out I don't, because when I returned to my home, it was 3 p.m., and then I kind of wanted to leave my place at around 5 or 5:15 because I want to arrive earlier to JSA so that I would get nice seats at the Egyptian Theater. So within those couple hours, I just had a big dinner. I got leftover soy sauce chicken. I got kimbap steamed. I got kimchi, H-Mart bean sprouts. I got some dumplings, some gailang. And it's a pretty big hefty meal. And I also finished breakfast with some microwaved milk, some chocolate, and some gingerbread cookies. So big meal, sustained me for the whole day basically. That's the only meal I've had all day, by the way. So yeah, I went to see JSA at the Egyptian Theater. I was able to, and I was so sleepy I almost fell asleep on the bus too. I took a metro over there, I went to Egyptian Theater, and Toll was already there, so I bought a drink because I realized I need to drink something because I'm still scared that I would fall asleep. Did not fall asleep once. Hell yes. And then we watched JSA, and it was fucking amazing, and loved the film a lot. And then it's my second time seeing Park Chan-wook and Lee Pyong-hoon right in front of my face. And this time I sat really close, so I got to see them really up close, which is really nice. And then the movie ends, and I'm like, because I'm happy that I'm with Toll because I know Toll always goes for celebrity photos. So I thought if I sit next to him, I would have a very good chance of being able to take photos, a selfie with Park Chan-wook, which is the dream. And the moment the Q&A ended, Toll went over to the very right side of the seats and then started like climbing down, like hopping over, which is fucking crazy. And I'm like, I can't do that. So I went the other way to the aisle and tried to approach Park Chan-wook. But at this point, Park Chan-wook started signing fan stuff and started taking selfies. And he walks to the aisle part, but by the time I reached the aisle part, he started walking to my right. And by then, me and this other guy who's trying to get him to sign a book, we both yelled, "감독님!" in perfect Korean, even though neither of us are. And at some point, it seems like Park Chan-wook is going to come back to us to the aisle side, and I was like really nervous. My heart was racing. And then Park Chan-wook just moved on, and he went to the right. And because Toll was at the very right side, Toll got a photo with him, and I'm like, damn. And I saw it when it happened. And so I was like, next time. And again, it's one of those moments where if I miss something out, I try to look at the other person who also missed that out, and I'm like, oh man, you know, and I'm trying to be like kind to a stranger, as a way to cope with not being able to take a photo with Park Chan-wook. Crazy. I've seen him twice and I still did not. But you know what? I'm not going to be discouraged because I know I'll see him the third time, and I hope the next time I see him, I'll be something. I'll be someone. You know, I'll be someone he remembers. So yeah, hold on. Okay, yeah, but I turn around and I see that Lee Pyung-hoon is still going through the aisle and like signing fan items. Also, we sat at the right side, and that's smart because celebrities always exit the right side. So Toll was like ready. Toll has the strats down. Toll got to take a photo with Guillermo del Toro and Edgar Wright. Like, dude knows what he's doing. He's the celebrity photo fanatic. Even during the Q&A, he took like 50 photos, which is crazy. But yeah, I saw Lee Pyung-hoon, and there was a moment where Lee Pyung-hoon's signing a book right in front of me, and he's literally right in front of me. The only thing between us is like the guardrail. Oh yeah, at some point I tried to like take a shortcut to the right side of the theater by climbing down and going to the stage area, and then going to him, to Park Chan-wook, and then the bodyguard was like, nope, get back. So I climbed back, and I'm like, sorry. Yeah, Lee Pyung-hoon, anyways, at some point, Lee Pyung-hoon was signing a book, and he's literally right in front of me, and I was like, you know what, this is my chance. So I become really diplomatic. I was like, excuse me, can we take a selfie after this? And then I think he said sure or yes, but I was like this. And it was an awkward angle because I'm a little bit elevated above him, and there's a fence, so I had to lean back, and so I looked like this. But I still took a photo with him, and he put his hand on my back, and I don't know why I did that, but I was like, thank you. I did this thing. I don't know why I did that. And then I'm like, holy shit, I just got a photo with Lee Pyung-hoon, which is really cool, but it's a shame that it's not Park Chan-wook, because Park Chan-wook is clearly the bigger idol for me. But that's still really cool. So we left, and then me and Toll split an Uber, split a Lyft, and returned to campus. Toll has to go to this party for Trojan Vision. I have to go to the Click to View party. I arrived at Click to View at like 10:30 p.m. and then I was quite shocked because I was surprised that it's the same house where the KXSC radio party happened at Halloween. And I walked in, and there's like 40 people just sitting on the ground on the bricks, and I was like, holy shit. First of all, it's freezing cold. Second of all, there's so many people. And then we watched the films, and oh my god, I thought no one submitted, because on our Discord it looks like 5 people submitted. It turns out there are like 15 films or something, and some of them are really long. Garrett's one was like an 18-minute long film. Honestly, kind of boring. It's like just nature and just some documentary shit. And then yeah, there's a bunch of films that are just like for jokes. Like there's a film where it's like 2 minutes and it's a walk in the park with a dog, and then there's like a rap video that's like comedy rap. Yeah. So yeah, there's an intermission, and I like 10-minute break where I got drinks and I talked to a bunch of people. I saw Douglas Banguras, who was the black guy who I directed in my 290 hotel shoot. And he's like, what's up? I saw a flyer and I came here. And I'm like, that's cool. And it's so cool that I run into the same people, and I'm always involved in things. I'm in a club, I'm in this, I'm in that. I feel special. And then I saw Sella from 290 as well. That's really cool. I saw Cheyenne. I thought Matt would be there too if Cheyenne's here, but no, it's just Cheyenne was here with her boyfriend Julian. And I talked with Cheyenne, and she's really nice to me. She always seemed like a little like mysterious, but no, she's like, hey, so what have you been up to? And I just talked about like crewing on sets and crewing on 480, and I asked her what she's been up to, and she's like, "Oh, just classes, whatever, blah blah blah." And then, she asked me if I'm gonna apply to Cannes again, and then she said that apparently she applied twice and got rejected twice, which is crazy. I didn't even know that's possible. I feel like it's really easy to get to Cannes at this point. Maybe it's because like I know everyone who got accepted to the Cannes program, and it's like, you know, turns out it's not like that crazy. Like, we felt very special when the 12 of us got to go to Cannes Film Festival, but really, when we arrived there, we're just a bunch of nobody. USC film students mean jack shit. I'm not Martin Scorsese, you know. But yeah, Cheyenne was like, "Oh, I want to go to Cannes," and I'm like, "Oh, it's cool, you know. It's like sweaty and hectic." And, you know, I'm being a little artsy with my words, and she's like, "Oh, that sounds erotic. I love it." Of course, that's her response. It's always sexual. She's always thinking about fucking. She's always thinking about sex. She's just perpetually horny, and that was scary. I'm like, okay, great, but I'm glad she's feeling that way. I'm glad freaky people walk among us. I'm glad to be surrounded by such freaks. I love it. But yeah, and then we saw the rest of the films, and goddamn, I really wanted to pee, and I ended up peeing in a porta potty, which is disgusting. I don't think I've ever done that, or maybe the last time I've done that is like a decade ago, but it's fucking disgusting. There's no flushing, there's no water to wash my hands, so I just used alcohol gel. But I wanted to hold it in, but I realized it's gonna be an hour, so yeah. My film played last, and by then Cheyenne's gone, but still a lot of people saw my film, and I thought it would turn out quite well, even though the film is far from good. Might be my worst work to date, low key. My worst work since My Bloody Valentine. But a lot of people loved it. A lot of people came up to me after the film saying, I gave a little speech before the film too. I was like, I was shocked because there was a Halloween party here. I gave an epileptic warning. I talked about this film being about authentic USC experience, even though I was being sarcastic. And then I also talked about come to me if you have theories. So after the film, a lot of people came up to me and said, "Oh, it's so good, it's so good." And yeah, Rachel Shin's film is 18 minutes long, and it doesn't feel 18 minutes long. It's really well made. It's kind of a documentary where she shows everyone this lump inside her eyelid, and is secreting weird tears. And she's using a pill bottle to collect the tears, and then she starts spitting in it. She peed, and she started scooping her own pee, and then she's bleeding. And then there's like weird other substances, like some brown substance, some like phlegm, and everyone's like, "Oh, it's like the substance." But what's even better is that you can't tell if it's real or not, because the whole thing is shot like a vlog. And then at the end, he mixes up all her body fluids, puts it in a cranberry juice box, and then he starts giving them to people to drink. And it looks so real. All the reactions felt so real. Everyone's like grossed out, and everyone's like, "Oh," and it's genuinely the best film, easily the best film out of the bunch. But yeah, anyways, we had a little party afterwards. We drank, we talked. I was so hungry, I drank. Bad idea drinking on an empty stomach, because I started feeling really tipsy. And again, I don't know if it's because I'm tired or if I'm drunk, but probably something in between. But yeah. Alex and Sunny, I thought they hated my film. When I filmed with them, it's like, oof, gross, stupid. But now Alex Grusha, he was like, "Let me know if you want me to act again." And I'm like, okay, even though I probably won't, because he's not a good actor at all. But I appreciate the sentiment. And then there's an after party too at Anya's place, and I walked and I talked with a bunch of people. There's this guy who's from Wales, and I impressed him. Because I was like, there's a Tavishi who's Indian, and she's like, "I'm from Rajasthan," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's the Northwest," and she's like, "Oh, you're the first person to know that." And I talked about Indian cinema, you know. I just talked to a lot of people, and then I got to Anya's place, and I'm like, I have to go. I was genuinely feeling dizzy, but it's so weird because I can make perfect judgment and I can say perfect things, and I'm fine, but I'm feeling so lightheaded. So I called Lyft, went back home, took a shower, I finished the movie, and I just finished editing something, and I got to go to bed because I need to wake up in like 4 hours for film set with Tristan and Maisie tomorrow. So crazy. But yeah, what a crazy day, what a long day, and this is kind of like an ending to the semester, even though it really isn't, but it feels like it, and it's really cool. So yeah, I feel cool. I feel like people respect me a lot, and it's crazy how much I'm able to blend in with people nowadays. It's yeah. Talk with Audrey a little bit. Jayun liked my Instagram story, the Lee Pyung-hoon selfie. Oof. Okay, it's 8:17 a.m. in the morning, on December 8th, or 7th. Yeah, I slept from 4:20 a.m. Yeah, I feel awful. I feel terrible. I wish I had more time to sleep. I don't know why I agreed to go to this film set. Yeah. And that's it. I'm gonna go back to bed probably. The film set starts at 9 a.m. Right now it's like 8:20, so it starts in like 40 minutes. And yet no one has texted me about when to pick me up yet. So that's hilarious. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, minor. So you're not even.
I said.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
So, oh,
Yeah,
shit.
not
So
minor.
what does major mean? If that's the minor. What are you majoring?
Hey.
Doghouse. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't. Hey, Ivan. Good morning.
This is really funny.
Yeah.
So,
Standing.
I mean, she's even down here. She's gonna be having a.
It's like I said, I'll inform her about your little scheme here. How you lied about working at Sempra, and owning this house, and being previously married. What are you?
Alright, rolling. CFL Delta, take one marker. Ron, you stay there. I will pass you when you go. You just go very, very slowly. Alright. Right here. On action, run to the door. Armand, stay still.
You're zippy, but what's more sickening? A dog lover or a loser? I admit, I have a problem, I know. It's like I said, I'll inform her of your little scheme, how you lied about working at Sempra, and owning this house, and being previously married.
What are you talking about? I didn't lie.
Oh, come on, Dort, you don't have to hide it. My friend who stood up the other day, he told me everything. That you're a loser who lives at home with your parents. That you've never worked a day in your life. That you spend your days watching reruns of Paw Patrol and Animal Planet, and you're only doing all this to appease your bitch of a mother.
I'm not!
But you are, Dort! And you might think it's sick that I miss my sweet Bono, and I'm seeking that connection in your Zippy. But what's more sick? A dog lover or a loser? Now I admit, I have a problem. But so do you. And maybe together, we can solve each other's problems. If we just give me a chance. Back up to your right leg. Dora. Close your eyes. Slowly look up at the city person. Keep going. Cut. I'm ready. Okay, good to go.
Yeah.
Hey, pretty girl.
Definitely need.
Bizarre. I've never seen anything like this. This is a treat.
Looks like a.
I will say this was also attached to it beforehand, so it's potential this was holding it in place. Oh, okay, but look, also here, this is.
Is this his?
Tristan, right? He's eating something? Is that dangerous?
Oh, Nico was?
Yeah.
What was she eating?
I don't know. Doesn't look good.
What the fuck, guys?
Maybe reaching her mouth?
Oh no, she.
Where did you find it? Like,
In her mouth.
Thank you for grabbing it.
It looks like a treat?
Yeah. Is it? That
It looks like
Entertaining me, keeping me healthy, helping me reach my true self. You're pure and innocent and hardworking and everything a person.
Yeah, well, we just turned them on, yeah. They look good. Christmas spirit. This is a Christmas dude. Christmas dog movie.
Go ahead.
I can't believe it, Fido. You won me the $1 million ticket. I love you so much.
Okay, time now is 3:18 a.m. in the morning. I gotta immediately go to bed, like, right fucking now. Because I just realized that if I go to bed now, I would have 4.5 hours of sleep, or less, so that's bad. So I gotta go to bed now. Yeah. I still have a whole Spotify video to edit. But yeah, I'm just gonna quickly go over what happened today. I woke up and felt like shit because I only slept for... First of all, I didn't immediately fall asleep. I went to bed at like 4:20 and I still couldn't immediately fall asleep for some reason. Second of all, I woke up and it was a little scary because the call time is 9 a.m. and my place to that place is about 15 minutes of a drive, so I just woke up. I decided to wake up at 8:20. The thing is, I don't know when will they pick me up. So I woke up at 8:10, and then I texted Maisie. I was like, hey, and she's like, what? I was like, when am I gonna get picked up? And she's like, probably 8:38. And so I went back to bed for 10 more minutes. I woke up at 8:20 or 8:30. I woke up at 8:30 and I wanted to just stay on my bed. And then I realized how fast 8 minutes can fly by. So I brushed my teeth, I changed my clothes, and it's 8:45. And then I went downstairs. Maisie was like, where you at? So I went downstairs and I haven't even drank a sip of water yet. No breakfast, no water, no nothing. I just fucking woke up. And I saw Maisie sitting in shotgun seat and this big black guy driving the car. And it's a car without a top. And then it's a two-person car. And in the back of the car is this very small space. And the black guy was like, hop in. climb in. I'm like, okay. So I just climbed into the car, and the whole car ride, I was like squished, and I put my shoes on the seat. Like there was not even a place where I could put my legs down. It was very uncomfortable, but the top came over, so at least I'm not like flying out. That would be dangerous. Arrived on set, saw Tristan, and I also saw Todd, and that's pretty much it. That's all the people I know. And then the set, here goes the set, it was fine. It was chill. The whole entire short film takes place in a house, and turns out the entire short film was self-funded. It costed him like $6,000. So 4 shooting days, all in one location. It's pretty efficient. This makes me worried because The Empire short film is 30 minutes long and has like 20 locations. So obviously it's gonna be a very tough shoot for me. I don't know how am I gonna pull that off, especially financially. Yeah. I fell asleep like 4 times. There's a nice couch and I just fell asleep there. I wanted to sleep and then I slept. So that's nice. I didn't do much. There is not a lot of PD because a lot of PD is already set up. The house is painted and all we did is just moving things. Just like moving a fridge around, moving a coffee machine, put up some photos, move this damn thick couch. Setting up a TV stand and a TV system. That's all I did today. Monica Wu was there, right? Monica, whom I met 1.5 years ago. So my eyesight is not great. So when I first saw her, she just looks like some random woman. She's waving at me and I'm like, what? I walked up close and turns out it's Monica Wu. And I totally just, I was shocked. But yeah, the whole day was fine. Maisie, it's so interesting because I haven't seen Maisie in all semester. Last time I saw Maisie was Rush, which didn't feel that long ago. But yeah, Maisie's back, and it's cool seeing her. And she's also really friendly. Like there are all these like weird, freaky kind of like alt people in SCA, like Cheyenne and Maisie and Colin. But like once you actually become friendly with them, they're just friendly with you. So yeah, Maisie. Yeah, we talked quite a bit, and then yeah. Yeah, I don't really remember much, man. I was so tired. Lunch was just this small box of like healthy like quinoa with a lot of fruit and a little bit of like pork shoulder, which is just so it's not very filling. The crafty was kind of mid either, so I don't know what am I gonna eat tomorrow. I guess I'll just be eating more of that shitty crafty. I have no food for breakfast. And then yeah, were there any interesting moments? Not really. Maisie was like hiding in a corner, working on stuff on her laptop. I was just sleeping the whole time. The second half of the day, I worked on my The Empire script, and I'm quite proud of that. I'm quite happy with that. So, yeah, The Empire script. It's really cooking, it's really coming along, and I'm quite excited. Yeah, and then at the very end of the day, I and Maisie, we talked a little bit about just like classes and the future and just talking shit about SCA. So interesting. So this black guy, this actor, he hates USC. It turns out he's like a USC alumni. But he hates USC. He's like, SCA is shit. You're just full of nepo babies. You're wasting all your money. And then like he starts like questioning me. He's like, what do you want to do? And I eventually answer writer-director, and he's like, oh, finally you're being honest. So have you made short films? And I'm like, yeah, like 12. And he's like, okay, wow, I'm impressed. But he's like mean, but in a very funny way. And he says the N-word all the time, even though I'm not black and Maisie's not black. But he calls us the N-word all the time. He's like on the verge of like insanity, but just on the tip. Like he says some very crazy off-the-cuff shit. about people and things, and yeah, about like the government and, you know, how they're all surveilling you, and like, you know, this is a fascist state, or like USC is like ultra capitalist, which is true. And then he's like, yeah, it's good you're not in production because the films there are shit. And then Maisie started talking shit about USC and how, you know, she's like kind of gravitating away from like the production stuff and focusing more on virtual production, because Maisie realizes that most of USC production stuff is just like a big dick measuring contest. That's what I think, in my words. I think she said something else, but yeah, and I'm like, yeah, I agree. So yeah, that was cool. Didn't do much else. Apparently today's Maisie's last day. Like, Maisie's not gonna come back to set anymore. So yeah, I'm glad I'm able to see her, I guess. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, sayonara. Texting Audrey. So it's a yes for one battle after another. It's a yes. Okay, time now is 8:17 a.m. in the morning, on December 9th. Yeah, well, I lied. It's actually December 8th. I slept from, I think 4:10-ish maybe, to 8:10, so a measly 4 hours. So yeah, I'm fucked. Last night I was gonna edit my Spotify Wrapped video and also watch an episode of Anne Shirley, the anime, and then Audrey texted me and I told her I need to go to sleep because I have set, and then she's like, why do you do this to yourself? You're literally losing your lifespan. And as soon as she said that, I'm like, oh shit. So I stopped watching the anime and I stopped editing, and I just decided to immediately go to bed, which is a smart choice. But even so, 4 hours is fucking terrible. I did go to bed earlier, but I'm still sleeping for 4 hours and it's still fucking miserable. So yeah, I'm so really tired. I mean, I can take naps on set, but it's just, you know, fuck. So so yeah, terrible idea. Should have said no to this film set. Should have only gone for yesterday so that I could speak to Maisie. Yeah, well, it's fine, because tomorrow I can sleep just a little bit more, but only a little bit more, because turns out tomorrow, Tuesday, I need to wake up early because I have the art project to draw with the 2 girls. So yeah, which means the next day I can actually have a full night's sleep is Wednesday. So there's that. But tonight I'm gonna try to go to bed early anyways, so yeah. Sleep was okay. I woke up suddenly and then it's still nighttime and I thought I was late for the shoot. Like, the sun hasn't risen and I'm like, oh my god. And then turns out it was just a random thing. Yeah, my sleep felt very long. It's 4 hours of sleep, but it felt very long, which might be a good thing. I don't know. But yeah. Yeah, I need to sleep more. Jesus Christ.
I need it on my face. Oh, God.
Alright, I'm gonna go again.
Can you ever have your head higher? Yeah. And you sort of swing back.
We saw it before pretty well. Could you, That's what we need. So let's start on action. You pull back, and then you go right into that position, and you're freaked out. Okay.
What's the two lights that
This one up here,
the ones, the two lights?
those, I think they're only at 50.
Romance. You're like romance, and then you immediately turn back.
Yeah, I figured that when I just look over my shoulder, and then when I showed him the dog movies, that's when I.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Then you turn around. The dog movie shows to Ivan. So then she'll be looking at you.
Today, Armand, did they go off and on?
You're looking at her.
Okay, so never mind.
Then
They're at
Izzy's
25 right
going
now.
to look down at the two movies.
Do you want to bring
kind
them
of
down?
like.
Whoa.
Come on, brother. We sold.
You're desperate and you're fortunate and you wanna, but you can't make noise because of great. All right, let's go for it. Armand, when you're set.
Set?
Oh, hey, this is set. Okay, we're gonna go for one.
Can I show you another option? If we move this light here, can I look better?
Sorry, what?
I want to just see if we move this light here, what it looks like, because I think it might.
You wanna go? All right, let's go. Let's go.
Okay, it's 2:54 a.m. in the morning, on September 12th, not September, December 9th, fuck me. Okay, so I'm so tired right now, and, yeah. Today I went to set, I, woke up after about 4.5 hours of sleep, hopped onto the car, the black guy drove me. For some reason, the mood today was a little bit more down, so we didn't talk a lot. We didn't talk that much in the car, even though he would have snarky comments from time to time. But there was a period of time in the car where it's silent. Usually I'm very quiet in the morning, so I didn't really want to talk. I arrived at the house, and Maisie's not here today. Tristan's here. Also, I'm in Maisie's close friends now on Instagram. I don't know if that was the case before, but I just noticed that because Maisie just posted a bunch of shit on Instagram and I'm in it. Yeah, I don't think I was in there before. I think after last night, I'm just awarded the close friend circle in Maisie, I guess. Yeah, it's just I don't remember being ever in Maisie's close friends circle, but I guess I am in now. It's good that I've gained. Yeah, I kind of fulfilled. Okay, I'm jumping so ahead of myself right now. I kind of fulfilled one of the wishes I had wished in the very beginning of 2025. Kinda, in a way, in a sense, or fulfilling, So anyways, went to the house again. And I didn't do much for the most part today, but yet at the same time, I didn't sleep at all, at least for the first half. I didn't really have a chance to sleep. Me and Todd, we disassembled the doghouse, and then we reassembled it super fast. Again, we moved stuff around, we put pictures on the wall, we moved couches, set up the TV. No, we did that yesterday, right? Yes, the TV was yesterday. This morning, there was a scene that I really wanted to be there to see, or a shot. And it's a shadow of the main character, or not the main character, the shadow of a man fucking a dog. And I wish I was there to see the camera filming. And Tristan was like, damn, you didn't see it? You missed the best part. But I did eventually see multiple other shots of the black guy who drove me here. Him, like, pretending to climax during sex, and, like, sweat sort of, like, going all over the camera. There's another dolly shot. Like, that was one of the last shots of the day where it's just a dolly shot zooming into a lamp, but it's the main character fucking a dog from behind. It's so insane. The fact that I'm on this film set is really crazy, and low-key it's an honor to be able to be part of this filthy, degenerate film. And it's so crazy too, if I tell this to my 2022 self, that one day I'll be involved in this kind of film, it would be hilarious, it would be insane. I wouldn't know what to say. But, yeah, just non-stop insanity. But yeah, at some point, me and Todd brought the actress and the dog out of the house and took some photos of her, and then after that, me and Todd went to FedEx to print out some photos. And then because Starbucks is conveniently beside FedEx in that little downtown area, quote-unquote downtown, but it's like central LA, which I've never been before. It's like a hidden paradise, but it's literally in the middle of the city, but it was a very nice main street. There's Starbucks, and I went in there and I got a cookie and a coffee. I had a little coffee earlier, I had a full cup of coffee later, and it was really good. I'm really happy, but I think because I consume milk, the moment I got back home, my stomachache hit, and I went to the bathroom twice, which is kind of fucked up. But yeah, Todd is a really nice guy, but the more I work with him, the more I realize I might be better than him in terms of, oh shit, there's something in my teeth. Yeah, the more I work with him, the more I realize that I might be even more experienced than him, because he has a lot of trouble doing very basic tasks, or at least he gets confused really easily. Like when building the doghouse, he keeps messing up, and he's really slow with things, and he's always like kind of confused. Like, I don't think he's ever gone to FedEx to print photos before, but I've done that, and yeah. So a lot of times it's really weird because he's more senior than me, I believe, and a lot of the times I was the one guiding him. I was like, okay, can you hold this? Can you do, maybe we should do that? But I feel like that's wrong. I shouldn't do that. Because he's technically, well, is he art director? Oh, yeah, he is credited as art director. So yeah, and then, yeah, but it was a nice little detour, little 45-minute-ish detour to that little part of central LA. And then, yeah, eventually, also yesterday, the production designer for the LMU shoot, he randomly texted me to buy him 15 sheets of fake grass, which costed $370. And I was like, sure. So I did that, and then he zelled me back. And then today he randomly told me to cancel it, but it's too late. And I called Amazon customer service, and they're like, yeah, it's shipping. So that's hilarious. Okay, anyways, went back to set. The lunch this time was a bit better. It was like a sandwich, but it was like cold and wet, and it fell all over my pants. But yeah. And I think that's pretty much it. And then in the second half of the day, I slept a lot. I was in that little PD room in the back, and I just sat on the ground. I slept. I sat on the chair and I slept. I just slept a lot, which felt nice. But I'm still really sleepy right now. I kind of want to like head to bed like immediately, like right fucking now. So yeah. I don't know. And then, so I don't have time to watch anything tonight again. And then that's it. And then we left the set early. At 8:45 we left, and I was able to get home quite early. At 8:45, 8:30 maybe? Anyways, I arrived home and I went to the bathroom twice, and then I also spent some time working on an internship application for Film Nation, which is the one Giant is working at. And I really put in the work for the cover letter, even though I don't even think they're gonna accept me. But I really fucking put in the work. I don't know why, but applying for this internship felt like revenge. There's like an element of anger in it, and it's so fucking interesting because internships are boring, but like feelings are now intertwined with internships. But yeah, I also spent a little more time sort of writing the Empire, fleshing stuff out, and it's getting better and better. It's picking up its pace. It's just too ambitious, but it's getting better and better. And yeah, low-key, I regret agreeing to Pepper to help out on her LMU shoot. But then on the email sheet, I saw that Jonathan and Aoba are in the email chain, so it would be cool to see them again, I guess. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Tomorrow I have to wake up early, unfortunately. Jesus Christ. I have to wake up early so that I could meet up with the two girls so that we could work on our drawings. And then afterwards, there is no other choice screening. But before that, I would like to hit up Trader Joe's to buy a bunch of food. I'd like to go to Ralph's as well because I'm running out of toilet paper again. And then yeah, no other choice at night, which is awesome. Really excited. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it for tomorrow. I'll be seeing Audrey. And also, I think we are indeed going to get a couple tickets for IMAX for One Battle. So I'm gonna do that. Yeah, and I've ran out of time to watch any movie or do anything tonight again because why the fuck not? But yeah, we're sitting super front for the IMAX for One Battle. Okay, I guess it's these two seats, I guess. Yeah. Okay. Well, yep, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah. I need to fucking sleep. I'm dying. I'm actually dying. Oh, also, when the black guy drove me home, he was like giving me word of advice. You know, he's so funny. He's like, "Oh, so you're from Hong Kong? You're from the same hood as Jackie Chan?" And there's some point when he talked about like, so Hong Kong's official language is Mandarin, right? And I'm like, no, it's Cantonese. And he's like, oh, the dialect? Oh, wow. Yeah, and then I talked about differences between Cantonese and Mandarin. And it's a little awkward because I don't know if he's like like pro China or not. Like I don't know what's his stance on this. But he talks as if he's very pro-China. But then I can't tell if he's sarcastic or not. But yeah, he asked me if I read, and I said I don't really read, and he's like super disappointed. He's like, man, you disappoint me. And suddenly I feel like I'm getting scolded, but I'm laughing along. And I said, I will read. And then that's pretty much it. And then at the end, like, when he arrived at my place, outside my place, he was like, I'm going to give you a word of advice. You want to be a filmmaker? Just make a film. You know, don't let anyone stop you. You have iPhone, you have your phone, you have ideas. Just get your friends together and make a film. Which is funny because that's literally the advice of every filmmaker ever. So it's not new advice. And of course I'm making a film, duh. So, yeah. So that's that. I'm excited to see the film. Yeah, I'm excited to see Man's Best Friend by Tristan St. Germain.